Their pain unimaginable.
I looked in my eyes and said, last words, Daddy, I love you.
Their loss immeasurable.
My mother was murdered.
I grieve my son every day. Miss him every day.
They are mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, and siblings who lost the lights of their lives in an instant.
You realize every day is beautiful.
Everybody here would say, give me one more moment.
Right.
Give me one more moment.
In the crash of Flight 3407, in falls at Zor Valley, and in the racist mass shooting at Tops. But through their pain, they have found purpose, pushing for change to keep other families from facing the same heartache.
And I am just so impressed with your courage.
But it really is so someone doesn't have to go through what we're going through.
Now, for the first time, these Western New Yorkers, bonded by tragedies that put Buffalo in the national spotlight, are sitting down together.
I find myself just being tremendously blessed right now to be here with you all.
And so I'm so grateful to have met you.
For a conversation about turning their grief into action, accountability, and making a meaningful difference.
We're going to fight until there's no fight left.
I still have to be concerned about my children and my grandchildren when they leave the house. And so there's a lot more work to be done.
They are voices of tragedy, hope, change.
My name is Garnell Whitfield. I'm the eldest son of Mrs. Ruth Whitfield, who was murdered on May 14th of 2022 in the Tops Massacre.
My name is Pamela Pritchett. My mother was Pearl Young, and she was one of the people who was murdered at the Tops Massacre on May 14th as well.
My name's Marla Walker, and my daughter Brooke Walker lost her life at Zor Valley on August 22nd, 2020.
My name is Mary Beth Long. My son Connor Long died in 2018 and lost his life at Zor Valley.
My name is Karen Eckert, and I lost my sister Beverly Eckert in the crash of Flight 3407 in Clarence, New York on February 12, 2009.
My name is John Kausner. I lost my youngest daughter, Ellie. She's 24 years old at the 3407 crash on Long Street.
And I am Ellie's mother, Marilyn Kausner, and we live just a mile away from where the plane crashed.
First of all, thank you all so much for coming here. I'm inspired by all of you. I've gotten to know all of you, and I'm sorry that we're all here, but I think what you all have done in the face of tragedy is remarkable. And I think those of us who've never gone through something like you've gone through sort of are in awe when you take the worst thing that can happen to someone, and then you have all turned that into something positive. Now, for some of you, especially the two of you, I think you would say there's a lot of work left to do. Marla and Mary Beth, you have work left to do. And for the three of you, you've accomplished a lot, but every year it seems like you're having to fight to keep it, right? Because people are constantly coming at it. So that's what we want to talk about. You know, I think the progress that you've made, as I mentioned there, is varied, right? So let me ask the three of you about the efforts that you've had since the crash of Flight 3407. How quickly did you all realize we have to turn this tragedy into meaningful change?
Because my sister was an activist after 9/11. Her husband, Sean Rooney, was killed on 9/11. And my sister Beverly quit her job because she said this was wrong. There's something happened here. So she went to Washington. So when the crash happened, my siblings and I, we listened, and we saw a meeting. Other crash families came to Buffalo the first week of March. It was only like 3 or 4 weeks later. And they told us how it works, what happens, and that it's likely that it could have been icing. They gave us all these reasons, and I didn't know anything about it. I was flying, the details of it. So we knew that, and we started connecting with people right there that said, now we know. We have a little bit of a blueprint. And so right away in March, I started.
How do you, while managing the grief, try to turn that into action?
We had a lot of support. So right after the crash, the families came in from really all over the world, and they put us all in a hotel, and they had briefings 3 times a day. And I think it was the second day, it might have been the third. The families are all gathered in the room. They brought us in. The senators were there, and the airlines were there, and one of the family members said, "Can we have the room?" And they asked them all to leave, and they were briefing us. And he said, "We need to exchange cell phones, we need to exchange emails, we need to coalesce." And so we really started 2 or 3 days after the crash. It was a unique group of people, driven by their grief, but driven.
I think for me, I wanted to be involved in anything 3407 because it was my way of staying connected to Ellie. The fact that we were able to do something positive helped us in such a profound way to work our way through grief. And grief is work, there's no question. And it's a long road. Mm-hmm. I feel like we have turned some significant corners in our grief journey. And certainly our involvement in working through the legislation and staying connected to the families has been vitally important in that journey.
Garnell and Pam, it's been 15 years since the crash of Flight 3407. It's been a little more than 2 years since you lost your loved ones. But you also quickly said we have to take action as a result of what happened. How would you define, Garnell, the progress that we've made following that awful tragedy?
Well, I don't think we've made very much progress, quite frankly. Truthfully, Pam and I were just talking about that we haven't even had an opportunity to really grieve yet. And that process is yet unfolding and before. So we've not made a whole lot of progress. We've taken action, we've spoken out, and we've tried to marshal our grief and our pain in a positive way, but that's still yet to be determined exactly how that's going to be focused going forward. I think it's a very different fight than the others here. Although we all lost our loved ones suddenly, which we have that in common, that suddenness, unexpected way we lost each other. Ours is a different fight, I think, than the others.
It's one thing to fight for regulations at the state level, regulations at the federal level, and to fight hate. How does that change? You want to turn the loss of your mother into something positive.
Yeah,
that's the generality.
Yeah, I mean, even with 9/11 and other, that was hate born. Those were murders. But this is internalized. This is America. Our enemy is within, and that's very, very different than what we're talking about. And so there's no infrastructure. There's none of the things that you might be able to rely on to marshal a fight or a challenge. We're not just challenging a law; we're challenging systems. We're challenging principalities. So it's very different.
Yeah. Pam, there has been some development in the neighborhood where the Tops shooting happened. We did have the most significant gun safety bill signed into law in a generation. How do you define progress, if any, since?
Well, it's sort of like what Garnell said. We see progress, and I look at it this way. There's this larger part of so-called progress, and then there's those things that are more personal. Mm-hmm. And for me, the personal is that a man who I always say he could have been a student of my mother's. My mother taught high school. Mm-hmm. That the level of hate that a 17-year-old would come and inflict on the Black community is something that has to be discussed more openly. We have a tendency to want to sugarcoat things. Right. But the honesty of the whole situation was hate came to Buffalo on May 14th, deliberately looked into a specific zip code and said, this is where the most Black people live, and so this is where I'm going to go to just spew my hatred. And so I do believe that because of that, we have to be a lot more honest in conversations in America about what racism and hatred really looks like. And for me, that's kind of part of where I am. but also I always bring in the hope, because I believe at the end of the day that the only thing that carries us is a hope that something better can come out and that we can be a part of it. That's most important to me.
Marla, let me just ask you, it's very daunting to take on institutional racism, right, and hate. Very daunting to take on the FAA and, the powerful airline lobby. It's also daunting to take on state government. And that's what you and Mary Beth and a lot of other families have done. I talked to you in your backyard not long after you lost Brooke. I could see it in your eyes that you were on a mission. How quickly did you realize, man, I'm going to do something about this?
It actually was stirring in me days. There was a feeling. And then it just kind of came up through having conversations with friends that knew Brooke. And it just kind of was like, and then I talked to Garrett and talked to family members, and it was like, okay, we're going to do this, and, I'm listening to everybody. And one of the phrases that has so resonated with me all the way through this is finding purpose in the pain. And everyone, no matter who you are, you need to have purpose. And Brooke, along with probably all of our loved ones, would want us to make our spaces and our places that we live in better. And so it was not very long. And then it was just figuring out, and again, there's a very common thread. We talked to others. We met. There's a very much a shared commonality in, having a blueprint, maybe not, starting it and having conversation, and where do we start, and start somewhere and make it progress.
Mary Beth, what goes through your mind when you think of how much safer Zoar Valley is today versus a few years ago?
Well, I have to say that July 29th, 2018 was probably the worst day of my life. And as a parent, as a mother, I was devastated and probably in shock for quite some time. And then after reading the stories and looking at all of the people that lost their lives through hiking accidents, drownings, difficult rescues, I actually met Marla and we connected. And I thought, you know what? Something has to change. And it was a battle in the beginning, working with the state, working with the DEC and the commissioners. But you know what? In my mind, they listened. They listened and they gave us hope. And for me, that hope has brought changes where Zoar Valley is going to be safer, where people can enjoy it. It was never the idea to close this beautiful place down. All the work, the fight, the efforts, the advocacy, I think my son would be proud. He was one for social justice, making changes. He was all about hope, action, and love. And I feel like we're all here together, and that's what we're doing. We are great advocates, all of us, to fight for change. And I'm so proud of the work, and I give Marla a lot of credit. I know it's a team effort, but I am so pleased with knowing that I can take my grandchildren there to safely walk on a trail without having to worry that I'm going to slip off a cliff. So I'm very, very happy about everything.
Coming up,
My mother was murdered.
Yeah.
She was murdered by someone who came with hate.
where to find strength amid so much sorrow.
We're going to fight until there's no fight left. And then we hope the next generation takes it up, because we're aging out here.
As voices, tragedy, hope, change continues.
The thing that strikes me about 3407 is here we are 15 years later, and you will be making more trips to Washington, D.C. in the years to come. Did you ever get to the point where you thought, okay, we did it, it's done, and then it wasn't?
Well, I did. I took a photo. It was in July, the end of July 2010, because we were actually successful. Not we, I'd like to say we, but Congress passed a law that was the Airline Safety Act of 2010. So I remember taking a picture of my sister and saying, is this our last time in Washington? Well, as soon as I reflected, I did retire from the federal government. I said, uh-oh, we have federal regulations. They are going to take forever. And I knew it was like the foundation of a house was in, and now you got to build it. And that's a lot of work. That's more of the work than just laying the foundation. So I knew it was a long time. My sister, Beverly, had been at it on 9/11 issues for 7.5 years at the time she died. And I thought, okay, 7.5 years. Honestly, 15 years is a very long time, but we needed work done this year, and we all stepped right up into it. You can call, you can connect with any of our family members, and we're right there. We have to do it. You can't leave it undone.
It's remarkable, John, because we were going through airline crashes in this country with regularity, and these safety measures went in, and we haven't had a deadly commercial airline crash in the United States since February 2009.
That's 15 years of safety. We never had 3. We had awesome. 6 crashes in 9 years prior to our crash. 15 years later, we've had none. And I go to Washington and I go, and what exactly do you want to change? It's working too well for you? But I do remember about the time when we had a little celebration in Clarence, Senator Schumer came and everybody's all excited. We have our law signed and it's passed. And this girl said, the work's just begun.
Yeah.
We were all dumb and happy. But the work had just begun. We dug in for a decade, and now we just got to keep going back and convincing them to leave it alone, but because it's working. But you said that right away, is that the journey just started.
Yeah. Because you had that knowledge from what your sister had been through.
And my own experience in the federal government and what my sister had been through. And actually, someone who my sister knew came to us and they said, be very careful if you get a law. There were laws passed after 9/11 with no implementing regulation. Everybody goes home and goes, we did it. In Congress, everybody's happy because they did it, but there's no follow through. So be very vigilant on that. And we took that to heart.
Especially when you think about, you accomplish something so significant and then knowing that it's at risk, that it could be undone. Does that ever just get exhausting?
Oh, yeah. It truly does. But we have invested so much time. Our travel, all those expenses were paid out of pocket. There was nobody else funded this. So when you consider the time and the money and the emotional energy that we put into this, there's no way at this point that we're just going to take a step back and let them undo it. We're going to fight until there's no fight left to. And then we hope the next generation takes it up because we're aging out here.
Garnell, I wasn't in D.C. when you were there, but I've seen the pictures of you at the White House, obviously speaking before Congress. What was that moment like when the president signed the gun safety bill into law? I know it fell far short of addressing even a fraction of the issues related to 514, but what did you think in that moment?
It was progress. I mean, something was being done. There hadn't been significant legislation in over 30 years. And so for the president to be able to get that done and to sign that into law, it was significant. But it was only a step, a very incremental step, far short of what we need. And so, like everybody is saying, the work was just beginning. It's just a crack in the door or in the ceiling, whatever you want to call it. But it's just a start. And so there's a lot more work to be done. Yeah.
And building off that, Pam, what do you see as the work? And this might be a loaded question. You could probably talk about it for an hour, but what is your focus now? And I'll probably ask all of you this at some point, but what is ahead as you try to keep this going?
My first is to make it personal. I believe that a lot of times when people are looking from afar, it doesn't matter because it hasn't hit home like that. So it's important to make it personal. Every time I take out my mother's death certificate and I see gunshot wounds to the head as the reason why she died. And I remember when my mom first died, I wouldn't let people say she passed away because she didn't. That's the reality. My mother was murdered. She was murdered by someone who came with hate. And I think that sometimes what happens is to be comfortable, and I understand because they were people who just didn't, they were very uncomfortable speaking with me because you don't know what to say, you know? But I felt it was important to make it very clear that this wasn't normal. It's not normal for a person to want to go to Tops, to pick up a few items, and to be murdered. And to be honest, I didn't know the full extent of how my mother died. I didn't know the order that it was until I started going to the court cases. And then to hear, you know, she was the third victim and she was outside the store and all these things. So for me, the focus is to always, number one, keep it in the forefront. People need to know that hatred is still here and that it's our job as individuals to do better, to raise our children differently, to raise our children to love, to raise our children to know that we are a community. You know what I'm saying? We're a community. And I'm talking about a community, not just as a nation, not just as a neighborhood, but as individuals, as the same human blood. I always say we all cry the same tears.
Amen.
And our tears are all clear. It doesn't matter what your color is. I don't cry black tears. And I think God did that deliberately.
Oh, yeah.
Make us all cry the clear tears to remind us of the closeness that we really have.
It would have been perfectly reasonable, having gone through what you went through, to grieve privately, to live a private life for the rest of your days. Why didn't you do that?
Because I knew I couldn't. That's just plain and simple. I knew that I couldn't. I knew that I had to begin to speak, that I had to begin to just really keep it in the forefront. This is important because we are right now a very polarized nation to begin with. But I believe that at the end of the day, if we could just begin to see each other, have conversations with each other, be honest with each other, that's how true progress is made. Honestly, Congress is going to do their part, and I want them to do their part. They need to do a whole lot more. But I also know that on the individual level, especially because of what happened at 514, these are things that we can teach in our homes. We can teach consideration. We can teach love. We can teach that we should see each other in God's image. We can do that. And those are things that we need to do as a community. And that's why I say we are a community. And that's how I believe, that's what I feel. And it keeps me motivated.
It really is so someone doesn't have to go through what we're going through.
You're all activists, whether you would call yourself that or not, right? And when you do something like that publicly, you have to relive your grief every single time. Being here, I mean, you have to relive the worst thing a person can imagine. How does that factor into, you know, getting up every day and wanting to make a change?
Well, I mean, part of it is the pain and the loss of Brooke. It's not every day, it's sometimes every minute. Brooke inspired me. And change is necessary. And every person, not only in this room, but in all the tragedies, everybody has a different seat. And there are those that are not able to step up and speak up, and that's absolutely fine. Everybody has a different role. And some it's, yes, I agree, and you go. And others step in the front and say, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm gonna roll up my sleeves. What do I need to do? And I made it really clear when we met and when we started meeting with DEC, I'm not going away. This is a mission. I will do whatever it takes. Brooke would want this, and you know, I think all of us just want a better community. Like, it's not really about us. It is about our loved ones, but it really is so someone doesn't have to go through what we're going through.
Mary Beth, you still have to relive this awful thing in order to see something positive happen.
I haven't been back to Zor in a while, and I grieve my son every day, miss him every day. When I look at Connor's life, he was so full of adventure, so full of life. So I felt it was a mission. It gave me purpose. It gave me hope. And I wanted to fight. I wanted to fight because it's an absolutely beautiful place to go. And I wanted it to be safe. I didn't want anyone to ever have to suffer this tragedy. Connor would be happy, I think, knowing that Zor will be safer. I wish I could take him back, but my grief is real. I allow it to happen. I allow the tears to come when they need to come. And this is for all of us here, a child, a spouse, a brother, a sister, a mother, father. It's so profound. The loss is so profound. I will go to Zor when I know that I can safely hike and look out on those beautiful scenic views. And I will remember Connor. And I'm going to envision him hiking again there someday.
Marilyn, let me ask you what you thought, having gone through 15 years of this advocacy. What did you think when you saw Garnell or Pam on TV in the days after 5/14, and knowing the journey that they were about to embark on, and seeing people who, again, in the face of tragedy, had very specific goals and promises that they were, going to fight for something, knowing what they had ahead of them?
It's a long road. And I took some time this morning to read about your moms before we came here. And my heart just goes out to them because we have come a long, long way. But I remember when we were only 2 years out, and every day was a struggle. Every day was a struggle. And I can tell you that it will get better. It has gotten better for us. And for you moms too, you focus on the ones that you have, and you love them dearly, and you try to cherish every moment you have with the children you have, and we have grandchildren, and we have learned to celebrate life in a way that we never would have had we not lost Ellie. And we've learned to love. And I am just so impressed with your courage, because it is different. Somebody didn't murder my daughter exactly. It was corporate greed, but it wasn't intentional. Somebody intentionally took your moms from you.
Yeah.
It's a different loss. I'm sorry.
You lose somebody suddenly in a way you can't imagine. It's different. We expect to lose, we're all going to go somewhere. We're all going to go someday. But we were very, very fortunate. There was 60, 70 people in the families that knitted together right away, supported each other, met together regularly, weekly, not only just in DC, but here. This is our social director. She's probably planned 50 events for us through the years. I distinctly remember, I don't know how long after we lost Ellie, this gentleman I know came to the door with a lady. Her son and 3 of his friends were killed. And I was devastated because she had no support group. The reason he brought her to our house, can you help her? And I'm going, she was alone. Her son was driving the car, so the other parent shunned her. And it was just devastating. So in relation to having somebody there beside you, it was so beneficial. They knew exactly who dies in a plane crash. They felt the same pain. They knew the same, how did this happen? Why did this happen? And had a support group immediately. It was so important, so good for us. And I just, you can't understand. So many people have said, I know I can't understand. I said, I don't ever want you to understand. This is something we don't want you to go through.
Right.
So we're very fortunate to have those groups around us, and I know all of us had someone. But it's incomprehensible. You grieve like 2 years. I don't ever want to go back to 2 years of losing my daughter.
You guys are like a family.
Oh yeah.
Now.
Oh, we are.
I mean,
We're certainly, we get together and we laugh and then we cry and then we laugh again. And it's the craziest thing because we're very comfortable with each other, and we've shared this thing. And I remember there's an old Four Tops song that when it happened both on 9/11 when Beverly was killed, wake me, shake me when it's over. You don't want to, you just want to, how do you get up in the morning and how do you go through it? Is there a way to just get from point 1 to point 2 and let all that, but you can't. You have to, you don't get over grief. You make yourself bigger around it, if that's a term, or you embrace more, you love more, you appreciate more. I remember looking around our table at Thanksgiving and thinking my parents, who were getting older, were going to be gone suddenly, and it wasn't them. It was Sean, and then it was Beverly. I mean, these are unexpected things. So you realize every day is beautiful, and take it for the beauty of it. And one thing with our group, we don't have grief competition. I've heard I heard that term among some families, not our family. Is it worse to lose a child or a sister or a parent? No, we accept it. It's horrible. It's horrible. That person was everything to you in some way. So this is my other family right here. And I feel like you guys are family now too.
I just got to say, I'm listening, and you guys were able to pass legislation, which is wonderful. And I don't know if you know this, but Flight 3407, I was part of the recovery. Buffalo Fire did the bulk of the recovery at that scene. So I will never, ever forget what happened there. And just wanted you to know that you guys got railings and different things, that the Zor Valley is being cleaned up and that. We don't have any of that. We have no guardrails, we have no legislation, we have nothing. And what happened to us started long before 514, because the things that we deal with as Black people in America were there before 514. 514 exacerbated pre-existing conditions. So we have additional secondary and vicarious trauma that we are dealing with. And I still have to be concerned about my children and my grandchildren when they leave the house.
Right.
I think it's very different. We don't get a timeout. And I appreciate what Pam said about love and hope and all of those things, but it's very difficult to do when you know that there's an intentionality of what happened there. There's an intentionality behind what our communities face in this country. So my hope is not in the system, because the system needs to be changed.
Maybe it's in each other.
Yeah, but we have to see each other. We have to have these conversations. So as Pam said, this is where change happens in the hearts and minds of people. And the fact that we're here today connected in this way is a beautiful thing, because we don't know each other. We haven't had this opportunity, but this is what it takes. So I'm happy to be here. We have to talk about how 514 happened in the first place. And that's the work for me.
That's daunting work.
It is.
Can I ask a question? How have you been able to work through anger?
It's very difficult by staying focused, because it would be very easy for me to be angered. But you know what? I believe in God.
Amen.
You know, my hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' love and righteousness. That's what I hope in,
Yeah.
not the systems and not people. And so that's how I, that's how I try to stay and not let hate and anger, overtake me. My faith is what sustains me, and I thank God for that.
You can pinpoint something, right? This piece of airline legislation that we need to get passed and we need to fight for it every year. But if we do that, wow, look what we've done in the memory of our loved ones. The safety regulations that you fought for, you can write them down. And you wrote them down on a piece of paper. And you've checked 7 of the 9 or something like that, right? This is a different thing.
We do.
So how do you move forward with the hope word that we talked about?
I mean, it is very hard. It's difficult because you're talking about people's hearts. You're talking about preconceived notions that they have about other people, that maybe sometimes their mother, their father, their grandfather, someone in the community said to them that they grabbed a hold of. So when you're dealing with something like that, that is why I am a firm believer that sitting at the table and talking is really the only true solution that we have, and people go into whether you have allies. I just want you to sit at the table. I want you to hear my story. Someone said, you can't help us if you won't hear us. And so many times people want to rush to helping, but can you hear me? Can you hear that I grieve my mother on 5/14, but I grieve Breonna Taylor. I also grieve Trayvon Martin. I grieve all of them because I see in that the hatred, the feelings that people will have toward me just based on the color of my skin. It is upsetting to me. I do believe, like you were saying, the one thing I have is hope. I still believe in people. I still believe in people. I still believe that people, if they will truly open their eyes and be honest, I just have faith in people. And one of the things that I know is the only way that hope comes is when you've had some pain. You said something and that really hit me.
Oh, I have a little Post-it note, and it's finding purpose in the pain. I just connect with it, and it helps me to move forward, because there's times when it's really hard, really hard. But somebody has to do it, and it's not going to be everybody. And faith is a big part of it for me too. God designed and created us to be together and community. You talked about community, and I think it really is not just in the homes, but I think it's in the workplaces. I think it's in the churches. I think it's all around us to see and open our eyes that we have more in common than we are different. But it's undoing a whole lot.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
a whole lot.
Right.
We're flawed. The older I get, the more I realize how flawed I am.
Right.
And how do I try to make it better? I have another little thing, and it's just be the good. Be the good.
When we come back,
You're not alone.
No.
You feel alone. You're not alone.
some final words of wisdom.
Have faith that there are people out there who have compassion, who have love.
Tell your story, tell your truth.
And a life lesson for us all.
So I'm telling that to anybody who's listening, tomorrow's tomorrow, be here tomorrow, maybe.
And
Stop in Jacksonville and tell me love.
Is there any lesson that you've learned that you would share?
I think one of the things that even listening to you all talking is the importance of community. Understand there are people out there, they want to hug you. I had to learn this. I'm telling you, I had to learn that people want to give me a hug. People want to support me. So I say to people, have faith that there are people out there who have compassion, who have love, and they want to give you the support you may need.
Tell your story, tell your truth, and share it. I think that's very helpful for other people to hear, because they think they're going through something, that they're the only ones going through it. But when you let them know that they're not alone,
That's right.
you know, and that we're all lost, you know, we're all trying to find our way.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do if I didn't have this outlet, if I didn't have this voice, whatever, you know. I don't know what I would do with all of that. I would be angry, probably. I would be very different than I am now.
I think telling the story honors the person that you lost too. And being able to do something positive honors their memory. It's a legacy. Certainly our family, we celebrate Ellie's birthday. It's called Ellie Day. And we decided right away, year one, that we were going to make it a happy memory for the kids, so that everything wasn't always tears and sadness. And so we talk about Ellie a lot in our house, and it is helpful to share her stories and our story too.
Yeah.
I would say that to anyone who's had a kind of loss like this, you're not alone.
No.
You feel alone. You feel like this is the worst thing that could happen, and by measure it is. You're not alone. Every person that's heard your story, that sees your loss, something happens in our hearts, in the community's hearts. The community rallied around us, not because we're so public, because we lost somebody, because you lost somebody, because you lost somebody. We rally as people one to another. Don't be alone. Grief is hard. Don't do it alone. I saw one or two people do it alone. They got bitter. They got angry. They got drawn in. I watched that happen. You've got a choice. You can get bitter or you can get better. You get better by saying, I lost my fill in the blank. The people around you are gonna hurt for you. They're gonna come to you. Their heart's gonna knit to you. Don't try to walk alone. Go to those you love, you know, your church, and get someone to stand beside you and to begin to grieve and heal.
I find myself just being tremendously blessed right now to be here with you all and to hear your stories.
And I feel that way too. I feel that this was a really good idea for us to sit down.
I mean, so how are your stories not a part of ours? So how is it that it took this for us to connect and for us to share our humanity and grief or whatever? And so that's work we have to do.
Yes, it is. It is.
That's work we have to do.
Right.
When 5/14 happened, I was riveted to the TV, and I said, people go, you've got to go to those people. And I said, what can I do? I said, I could give them a hug. That's about it. I mean, what I experienced is different than theirs, but it's, and all these, and so I'm so grateful to have met you.
Those hugs matter. I know I went back to it again. They matter.
Hug. Group hug.
And as you spoke, I said to myself, okay, Pam, you know, just keep going.
Yes.
Look her down, huh?
Yeah.
No,
That's it.
don't give up.
No.
And for me to hear you say that, you know, our situations are different in terms of what happened, but the resilience that I heard in your voices as you were talking, like that totally just lifted my heart and lifted my spirit immediately when you were saying that.
And I want to thank you too, and all the rest of the 514 folks, because you brought it forward and you standing there and being recognized. You could have gone home and grieved. You could have gone away in sorrow. You could have gone home and said, that's the life for a black man or woman in this nation. You didn't. And that brings it into my living room, that I got to confront my friends and my neighbors and those I know. Are you doing that? Are you living that? And you're taking it to people. So you are changing. You are making changes.
Yeah, absolutely.
They may not be as tangible as rails and airline, but you're changing hearts, you're changing minds. And thank you for doing that. Thank you for standing up and saying,
Thank you.
We're not going away.
And thank you for hearing us.
Yeah. And I'm going to give you a hug before we leave.
Before we ended, these Western New Yorkers who lost so much so suddenly shared a simple message. Take advantage of the time you have with the ones you love, because the last thing you want is to live life with regret. John Kausner thinks of that often and the special moment he almost missed.
We were leaving town and Ellie was out of state in college, and I was driving down to Florida and I had to pass where she was, and she said, Dad, would you stop and have lunch with me? I said, honey, I can't. I said, we're going to the Keys and I got to drive. And of course she had me wrapped around a little finger and she was a detour. So Dad stopped. She was coming home on Friday. This was Monday, Tuesday maybe. And so Dad stopped because his little girl said to stop. And so last time I ever saw her. What happened was I took her to lunch. I went and got her car washed, and she's sitting in her car looking up at me with a picture I have on my wall, and looked in my eyes and said, last words, Daddy, I love you. Last time I saw her. Now, I share that not to make your heart hurt. I share that for the people to know that she was in Jacksonville. I stopped in Jacksonville to see her. I would tell you, you have someone you love, there's someone that means something to you, stop in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Take a moment.
Yeah.
Everybody here would say, give me one more moment.
Right.
Give me one more moment. So I'm telling that to anybody who's listening, you got someone in your family you love that we take for granted. Tomorrow's tomorrow, will be here tomorrow, maybe.
And
Right.
Stop in Jacksonville and tell them you love them.
I'm so impressed by all of you all. It's been my deep honor to get to know you all, and thank you all so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.